In a secluded monastery nestled deep in the Himalayan mountains, there lived a monk named Rohan. Unlike the other monks, who would chant prayers and engage in philosophical discussions, Rohan had taken a vow of silence from a young age. He believed that true wisdom lay not in words, but in the stillness of the soul. Years passed, and Rohan became a figure of deep reverence. His silence was not empty. It was filled with kindness, understanding, and an unspoken language that touched the hearts of those around him. The villagers who lived below the monastery would often visit him, not for words of wisdom, but simply to sit in his presence, feeling the peace that radiated from him. Among these villagers was a young boy named Rohan, who had lost his parents in a tragic accident. The world had been cruel to him, leaving him bitter and full of anger. But every time he visited Rohan, sitting beside him in silence, a strange sense of calm would wash over him. Though the monk never spoke, Rohan felt as if he was being heard in a way that no one else had ever listened. One day, news spread that Rohan had fallen gravely ill. The monks gathered around him, offering prayers, while the villagers came to bid their silent farewell. Rohan, now a teenager, rushed to the monastery with tears in his eyes. He had never spoken to Rohan, never heard his voice, yet the thought of losing him felt unbearable. As Rohan knelt beside Rohan's bed, the old monk slowly reached out and placed his trembling hand on the boy's head. Then, for the first time in decades, he broke his vow of silence and whispered, "Love, forgive, and let go." The words were few, but they struck Rohan's heart like lightning. He had spent years holding on to pain, refusing to forgive the past, and clinging to his sorrow. But Rohan's final gift was a truth that Rohan had been blind to. Peace comes not from what we receive, but from what we release. That night, Rohan passed away, his face serene as if he had merely drifted into a deep sleep. The monastery and the village mourned, but Rohan felt something different. He felt a weight lift from his soul, as if Rohan's final words had unlocked a door inside him that had long been shut. Years later, Rohan himself became a monk. He never took a vow of silence, but he learned to listen more than he spoke. Whenever someone asked him why he chose this path, he would smile and say, "Because once a silent monk spoke to me, and in just 3 words, he changed my life."